here, so we're missing you so much. But until we can get back together, we're going to provide you with some virtual workouts. We're hoping to post one a day, so keep tuned on our virtual YMCA page. So today our focus is going to be on functional training. Now when we're talking functional training, we're talking the ability to move through our space throughout the day in a successful way, so without pain or without injury. So how can we practice those movements? And now when we're talking functional movement, we're not just moving front to back and side to side, we're moving in a transverse direction as well. So movement in all different types of directions, multiplanar movement, and training for those functional purposes. So we're going to look at 5 exercises today and how to train those exercises. So for these, you don't need any weight. It's going to be body weight only. Now if you were to progress these, you can absolutely add weight, whether it's dumbbells or bags of groceries. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But for today, for the most part, I'm going to do these without any weight at all. So the first one that we're going to look at is the squat. So normally when we do a squat, feet are underneath the hips. We're pushing the hips back and flexing in the ankles, knees, and hips. All together combines for that squat movement. So when we're talking in a multiplanar and functional way, we're going to look at the transverse squat today. So what you can do is you can step out and back to find that transverse plane, and then push the hips back and squat to find that functional movement, and then push to stand together again. So squat, push together. So you're going out and back, and then squatting right in between the legs equally. And you could do a few to each side. You could hold a weight here. If you're holding weight, that helps keep the chest lifted as you work. You can do all to one side, or you can alternate side. So when we're talking functional movement, this is kind of like getting in and out of a car when you step out for that movement. And we know as we age, that gets a little bit more difficult to do, especially the lower you are to the ground. So strengthening through those muscles now is a great way to start your functional training. Now after you do these, you might feel a little sore on the outer leg here, maybe a little bit in the glutes. That's because we're engaging those muscles, working in those different planes of motion. Cool? All right, so the second one that we're gonna do is a lunge. And so normally when we do a lunge, we either go side to side or front to back. So a side lunge would look something like this, and then a forward lunge here like this, and a reverse lunge even would look like this. But we're talking transverse plane here. So what you're gonna do is that same step out and back. This time, the front leg stays straight. We sink into the back hip and back knee, pushing together. Again, with these, you can alternate side to side or stick with the same side. Again, another option is to hold weights. Oh, there's my phone. I'll call you back. All right, so that's how we do that, perform that exercise there. So again, you want to keep that front leg straight, back leg bends, keeping that chest lifted, and you might find that one side is easier to do than the other. And that's okay, that's completely normal. As you practice and as you keep doing these exercises, it'll feel a little less awkward. All right, so we're on to number 3, and we're gonna talk about what do we do all day long, especially if you have kids. So you're picking things up, you're putting them away, just to do it all over again. And so what we'll do is I'll grab one of my weights that I have here. And you don't have to use a weight. You can use just an object that you have in-house. It's right on the floor in front of you, and you're going to sink into the hips without bending over. You're gonna pick it up, and you're gonna put it on the shelf. Bring it back down, and then set it back down on the floor. Pick it up, put it away, back down, set it on the floor. So Not everybody can squat deeply like that, so you can bring the floor to you to practice these, because what we don't want to do is pick it up and then put it away, right? We want to sink into those hips, pick it up, put it away. So you can bring the floor to you. It doesn't have to be a step, that's just what I happen to have here at the gym. It can be a box, it can be anything. You can have your weight or your object here. So you just brought the floor up to you so you don't have to squat as deep. You're gonna pick the item up, put it away, and then set it back down just to pick it up all over again, right? Same thing, other side, and set it back down. So we only have, let's see, one more exercise to do. 2 more exercises to do. So what we're gonna do now is focus on that functional training. So if we're laying on the floor, how do we get up off the floor? Or how can we strengthen that area? So what you're gonna do, you can have a mat if you'd like, or not. You're gonna start in a squat position, and you're gonna walk forward on the floor, keeping the hips down. You can add a push-up at the end if you like, and then keeping the hips down, you're gonna crawl, and then walk again. Add that push-up if you'd like. Now, there are options for this one. You can start on your knees. Start on your knees with your hands here. Walk out, add the push-up, and then bring it back. Again, keeping those hips down. And push back. So when I say keep the hips down, what we don't want to see as you come forward is those hips come up. We want to see them stay level. All right, so the last one that we're going to talk about is our farmer's carry, or just really any carry that you can do. And if you've been in the gym, you might have seen us working on these. If you've been trained here, you're absolutely familiar with these. And all we're gonna do is grab a heavy set of weights and walk around with them. Because what do we like to do when we go grocery shopping? We have all these grocery bags in the back of the car, and we're not making 2 trips. No way. We're gonna make it all in one trip. So we pile up the bags of groceries and we trudge into the house, right? But what if we could do that and be stronger and not be completely worn out by the time we get the groceries into the house? So we're gonna train for those things. And it applies to different things as well. So if you have wood pellets or anything like that that's a large, heavy bag, you can train to carry those a little more efficiently without eliciting back pain or knee pain or anything like that, or without the risk of injury. So what you're gonna do is you can grab some groceries if you like. You can grab bags of anything. Sugar works. I'm gonna grab weights because again, that's what I have here in the gym. And I'm gonna start back here. I'm gonna walk backwards just to get to my starting point. And what you want is the weights outside of the thighs, shoulders rolled back and down. You're gonna lock the core in. Core is engaged. And you're gonna walk. Doesn't matter where you walk, you're just gonna walk. Okay, you wanna prevent those weights from swinging around. You can walk in a circle. Any way that you wanna walk. You can practice it. This is really effective as well, is walking and then stopping. Walking and then stopping. Don't let those weights swing, walk and stop. So other carries that you can practice, the suitcase carry, where you don't want to be tilted to one side, you would just walk like this around, and then you would do the other side as well. You could do something like the overhead carry, where you don't want to be tilted or leaning to one side. Find that pocket where your shoulder is going to sit in and walk around. Okay? So those are just some different options for farmer's carries or loaded carries to help assist through your everyday life. So I hope you guys are being able to stay active throughout all of this. Keep your eye on our virtual page and our group pages. If you haven't liked our Bangor Y Facebook page, go ahead and do that. We also have our Bangor YMCA group fitness community page and our team training page as well. All of these workouts will be posted on those pages daily. So check them out, try them out, and let us know what you think. See you later.